Hi, I'm Marjorie Drucker, chef and owner of New England Soup Factory. And today we are celebrating the rite of spring. What is that? It's using fresh asparagus. Today I'm going to show you about a beautiful, quick and easy salad that will impress even your most discriminating guest. So when I cook fresh asparagus, I always like to prep the asparagus first. And what that entails is that I trim the bottom, so I cut a little bit off the bottom of those very fibrous parts, and then I take a peeler and I just clip off a few bits of the end, and you'll see that when the asparagus is cooked, it's going to look so much more beautiful and elegant just by taking this step and peeling the asparagus. So I started a pot of water. It's a pot of boiling salted water. I am actually using an asparagus cooker, but you can just use any pot. And I'm not steaming it, I'm actually boiling it. I'm going to cook it for about 5 to 7 minutes. And I want it to be al dente, but I also want it to be cooked through. So I'm just going to put it in this asparagus cooker. And let me see how much more I can fit in. I love asparagus, and during the springtime, you'll find it in our restaurant. We'll do an asparagus and crab soup. We find all different ways to utilize fresh asparagus. And don't cover the pot. Never cover a pot when you're cooking green vegetables. You will absolutely destroy the color on it. So even though this asparagus cooker came with a lid, it was one of the things they taught us in culinary school. So we're going to allow this water to come back to a boil. We're going to let the asparagus cook for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then we're going to plunge it into some nice ice cold water. Okay, so now we have our perfectly cooked asparagus. As you can see, it's vibrant. It still has that beautiful green color, and it has this sexy little sophisticated bottom right here that I was telling you about. As you can see, after it's cooked, it really gives a much more elegant appearance. So I'm just going to put this in a bowl, and we're going to make a quick little dressing. This recipe came about when I was a caterer. I was a caterer before I opened New England Soup Factory. And I did lots of functions that were ladies who lunch, many showers, weddings. So this was always just the perfect opportunity to make something really special and elegant. So in this container, I'm adding some extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to add some raspberry vinegar. And I always have lots of different kinds of vinegar in my house. And if you buy them one at a time, you can actually start to develop a little collection so you can use them for all different kinds of applications. So I'm doing about a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 ratio of the raspberry vinegar. And I'm going to add a little bit of kosher salt, and you really have to season vinaigrette, otherwise it's just going to taste very flat. Add some freshly ground black pepper, and just to kind of complement the fruit that we're going to add to this salad, we're just going to add a little touch of honey, because a little sweetness never hurt anybody. Kill them with kindness. So we're going to take this vinaigrette, we're going to shake it up really nicely. And I want to taste it. I want to taste it before I decide to use it, because I want it to taste perfect. So I'm just going to take a little. It's perfect. So let me just give it one more little quick shake. And we're going to lightly dress our asparagus. And then we're going to take the asparagus and we're going to toss this. You could use white asparagus. You could use a combination of white and green asparagus. I love it. I mean, it's just, Even though it's a springtime treat, I kind of love to eat asparagus all year long. So now I'm actually going to plate the asparagus on a beautiful pedestal dish, and then we're going to work with the fruits, and we're going to garnish it with some beautiful fruits and onions of all things. So we're going to take the asparagus and we're going to line it up. It's going to be like a little chorus line. All the tips we'll place in front. And wait till you see how gorgeous and impressive, and really this dish can come together in literally 10 minutes. As long as you have beautiful fruits and vegetables, you'll have a beautiful salad. Okay, so now we're going to take a combination of some honey tangerines and some blood oranges. I'm going to add some big, fresh, purpley black berries. And we're going to add a little bit of fresh raspberry. And we're going to be very gentle. We want to be very gentle. There was still a little bit of vinaigrette that was left over. And we're going to take a few red onions. I used to work at a hotel on Captiva Island, and we used lots of oranges and onions because, of course, Florida, you use lots of oranges. So I learned many interesting ways to work with oranges. Oranges aren't just for marmalade. So we have onions and blackberries and blood oranges. And now we'll take this and actually we're just going to cover the middle with this fruit and onion combination. This is the most beautiful asparagus vinaigrette. I would serve that at any party. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. And here you go, asparagus salad with blackberries, tangerines, fresh raspberries, and red onions.